Welcome into Half the Distance Live, your favorite barroom-style commentary podcast.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. I am Scottathan Staten, or Scotty Stats, as some people call me. Never. I'm here with Brian the Professor. We're not sure where Matty Fax is, but we are joined by the illustrious Pepe Le Producer, Dick Woodcock, the great skunk hunter, the man of many names and fewer friends. No.
I'll check the damage you did to my toilet and then let you know how many friends he has.
You gotta hold a shine in
There you go. We talk about barroom style commentary. Although with Matt not here, I kind of feel like maybe we have the ability to be a little cleaner of a show. Maybe we can even monetize this on YouTube. I was actually figuring out like we can.
He does have a foul mouth.
He's got a foul mouth.
Really
Some of the things that he brings up, like harder than a mountain goat in the snow, or guzzling pole, bathing zit, dog ear grease, touching monkey, hole plugger. You got to remember, well, this last one is the absolute worst. Just the knocker, junkie, totem, corn.
What about Trump 1?
Matthew. Oh, Matthew. Gotta go back to church, my friend.
We are brought by our general hatred for the mainstream announcers. You know, the Collinsworths and the Joe Bucks. Fuck that guy. And we bring nothing but appreciation for some of the best.
I haven't looked into it yet, but I saw earlier, I forget what game I was watching, and it was Cal Collinsworth was calling a game. I'm like, is he a goddamn son of Chris?
Yeah.
So there might be another generation of
It's like Jack. It's
No, Cal Collinsworth. Cal.
He's got 2 Nepo babies rolling the sidelines.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just can't get out of it. But no, so we're here to talk
Nepo
about the
babies.
games that happened this past week. Well, there was really not a few, so we'll run through what we can.
In one
and we'll also make our picks for the following week, even though this current weeks are not done. When we do make the picks for the games, we tally who the winner is. If you are the loser, the lowest correct guesses, you have to use your least favorite team's koozie, and sadly that means Brian is sporting a Cowboys koozie, which might hurt a little bit less with their destruction
It hurts
tonight.
a lot less.
Yeah.
But
I get to enjoy.
I use a Cowboys koozie because
Yeah.
the Packers destroyed them.
Yeah.
I'm not a Packers fan.
Yeah.
But they also gave my Broncos their first Super Bowl, so I'm okay with that.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah, I get to sport my Giants koozie. Our producer over there, he's got his Bills koozie. And Matt, he's got his Bears koozie. Though I don't really know what's going on with him. I actually heard a rumor that with all the wind that we've had up here recently, that he was outside for a walk and a house fell on him, like the Wicked Witch of the East.
That checks out.
Yeah. Well, the paramedics rolled up and he had his feet sticking out from underneath the house, and they went to pull off his shoes, and he brags about being a 13 wide. Turns out, child size 9. Freakishly small feet. It's weird.
Child 9.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just the rumor I heard. I don't know. It's weird. So, yeah. Did anyone else know where Matt is?
Well, I heard a rumor, and it's really rare, and it doesn't happen very often, but it does exist in American history and European history as well. He was taking a shit on the toilet.
Yeah.
And if just the right number of people that are all hooked up the exact same sewage line are sitting down where you fucking vacuum suck it in there, like no little hole in front of the balls, nothing. Vacuum suck it in there, and you reach back and you flush.
Courtesy.
Too many people do it at the same time. It's a courtesy flush.
Yeah.
He's locked in.
He's locked into
He
a
has
mass courtesy flush.
vacuum-sealed our village sewer. There's 3 other people currently stuck to their toilets along with Matt.
That's terrifying and hilarious all at the same time. So.
And you don't know if the poopy flushed or not until you get up.
Oh.
So it could just be stewing and bubbling in there for hours.
Do I need the censor button again?
So, I'll get to where I think he really is a little bit later, but this coincides. I think he flew out to Portland to get fitted by a specialist at $59.50 so they can concoct a hat that will fit his head from Abilene Christian University or whatever team he wants, because there is no way that man can buy from behind the counter anywhere in the world.
It's specialized cat fitter.
Like I said, he's got something else in the works too, but he's also getting fitted by a specialist for a hat that will actually fit his head.
Wait, is Matt a Weeble Wobble? He's got like a size 39 head, but a size 9 child's feet.
just rolls-
constantly...
Well, we know he's not a 13 wide.
That's right. That's right. Falls over all the time with those tiny feet. Child size 9. So, all right. That's enough for now.
Who knows where he is?
Who knows where he is? So here
I
we
know
are.
where he is.
Here we are into the playoffs. It's a wild card weekend, and I'm going to go ahead and say that's exactly what we've been treated to for these past 3 games. It's obviously been a bit of a turmoil. We were expecting to cover the Bills-Pittsburgh game with just insane amounts of snow out in western New York.
I'm glad they moved the game to Monday. Because, last year or 2 years ago, they moved the game to Indy.
Yeah.
It was like, it's kind of neutral ground. And it was regular season game. But I'm like, it still wasn't the same. But I was at our Legion today, and everyone was bitching about, it's just snow, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I would rather see them perform as well as they can.
Yeah.
Than, it's Buffalo, let's do it here. It's not really home field advantage. Pittsburgh gets that fucking weather too.
Yeah, right.
It's just be a shitty ass game that no one fucking enjoys playing. So I'm glad they moved.
Well,
it to Monday.
and I would rather have the field in good. Snow games are fun. But right now this is brass tacks. And do you really want Buffalo's running game that has been getting a little better to be what's driving through Pittsburgh's defense? Probably not.
Probably not.
Do you want to rely on the passing game that's really been struggling in the snow? Probably not. So maybe you want the conditions in good shape because the Bills have been a bit of a weeble wobble in these past weeks.
Yeah.
Give them their best showing. So I'm glad they're pushing to Monday. But Saturday afternoon we had the Texans and the Browns. This was Joe Flacco's comeback. And what a miracle run and
it was a great run.
Yeah.
It was a great run to see him do that.
He 4-1 coming off the couch. Everyone says coming off the couch. Let's be honest. This man obviously kept himself in great shape, but
he was coming straight out of the fucking gym.
Yeah, exactly. But that also kept him healthy because he wasn't taking the hits at 38, 39, 40, whatever.
Yeah.
He not taking the hits. I think that helped him be successful. It really speaks to the veteran quarterbacks and being able to pull on them when you need them in times like this.
Yeah.
I will say this. I do believe that I picked the Browns to win and was not just incorrect, but really, really fucking incorrect. The Texans took the Browns down 45-14.
And the Texans' defense.
Ooh. Yeah. So Joe Flacco.
Back-to-back pick sixes.
Joe Flacco threw for 307 yards with a touchdown and 2 pick sixes back-to-back. Steven Nelson, an 82-yarder to the house. And Christian Harris, 36 yards. Oh, so rough. The run game was miserable for the Browns. Kareem Hunt, 8 for 26. He did get a touchdown. Jerome Ford, who's been looking really great.
Yeah, had a good season.
A whopping 17 yards.
Yeah.
I look for him next year for sure.
A non-injury season for Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
He'd be off the fucking
exactly.
charts. Yeah.
On the receiving side, David Njoku, 7 for 93. That man is a scary tight end. I think he's next tight end up. He's terrifying out there. Harrison Bryant, 65 yards. Amari Cooper, a sad day for him. Obviously, he was just smothered all day because 4 catches for 59 yards. The one thing that we don't talk about quite a bit is how many sacks a team got. The fact that the Browns defense,
which has been amazing all season long.
0 sacks.
Yeah, nothing.
0 sacks.
CJ Stroud is like, this is pretty fucking nice.
Yeah, yeah. CJ Stroud, the youngest quarterback to win in the postseason, because he's younger by Michael Vick by like 100 days, and he's also a 100% better person.
Yep, 100%. Yep.
He's also
he's got the dog in him. He don't kick dogs and make them
he's
fight.
also the highest drafted rookie quarterback to make the postseason. To get a postseason win.
Get a postseason win, yeah.
Which is crazy. But forget age, just the highest drafted.
Yeah. At 2.
Right.
Like, the number one, not Bryce Young,
Right.
you know?
Right. And to me, that really speaks to the quality of what Texas is
that
doing.
organization.
Let me jump to that in a second. So yeah, C.J. Stroud, 274 yards and 3 touchdowns. Singletary ran for 66 with a touchdown. Nico Collins continues his great season. 6 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. Brevin Jordan, a single catch for 76 yards to the house. John Mechke III got 44 yards, and then Dalton Schultz, 37 yards and a touchdown. So to go back to the Texas organization, what they were doing last year under Lovie Smith, like, you could see they had that dog in them.
Yep.
They really did. They had that dog in them and put together a good program. They were struggling under, was it Davis Mills they had?
Oh yeah.
Because
Mills
he was
Mafia.
Yeah.
Mills Mafia.
Right. And he did his best out there.
And he was fine in the fourth quarter of this game.
Yep.
When you have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But,
They clearly had a team with some good energy. Got rid of Lovie Smith. It seemed like it wasn't a good decision. But D'Amico Ryans, I mean, like, at this point, like,
Coach
of the year?
right in with that fucking team building mentality that, we're...
Yep.
And, like, you think about, like, the ownership of the Texans. I don't even know who owns them. If it's a person, if it's a corporation, a group of people. But can you imagine if Lovie Smith last season didn't fight his fucking ass off to win that last game? Which cost them the number 1 draft pick. What are the odds the Texans would have picked up fucking Bryce?
And
instead of C.J. Stroud? Because they slipped to the second because of that win.
And that's probably why he was fired.
Yeah.
There's a good
I'm
chance.
sure it was.
We want that number 1.
We want number 1. Fuck you for winning. Yeah.
But also, and it's easy to talk about it now. A lot of them said we had our eyes on Stroud anyways.
You have to say that.
Right.
And maybe it's
right.
true, maybe it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, the organization they're putting together is looking really nice. And even if this is the end of the road for them, this is a hell of a run, a hell of a turnaround for them. They really did some good strategizing with every pick that they did, getting rid of a quarterback who's kind of a bit of a bust on the Browns. Imagine that. So good on Texans. A hell of a showing over what I thought was going to be a defense that was going to make big moves in this playoff under Flacco. Odd stat, had Flacco won, he would have held more away game wins
than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
In the postseason. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but to know that Joe Flacco was that fucking close to that record.
Right. Now, Brady probably didn't play away games very often.
And that's the point, too. Yeah.
So,
very rarely do the Pats have to, travel in the playoffs. Yeah.
So, on to another lopsided game in the bitter, bitter cold in Kansas City. Miami was doing a whole lots of nothing as they lost 7-26 to Kansas City.
Really missing that sun.
Also, they could have gone to Kansas City days earlier and got as acclimated as they could have and chose not to. So they literally were just slapped from Southern Florida into this.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was also so crazy of weather that I kind of went down the rabbit hole of all the cold weather things that take place out there. The fact that the helmets have to get warmed up because they're so stiff.
Yeah.
Mahomes' helmet got a hole in it.
Yeah.
He got hit.
It looked fucking cool. It looked so goddamn
He got
cool.
hit, and a chunk popped out. Was actually
and then
watching.
They made him trade it. He played a couple of downs.
He didn't realize.
No.
He didn't realize. So this guy popped on who's somewhat associated with that helmet brand, and he was talking about it, how because they're the number 1 and the number 3 helmets, and then whoever's the number 2, is they're going to be coming out. They have a different setup the way it works. They're a polycarbonate shell on the outside, and that doesn't get as brittle as the outer layer that helmet does.
Huh.
But that helmet has a thinner polycarbonate inside. The point is, it worked. It worked so well that he took a hit on the head and didn't realize that his helmet was broken.
Yeah.
So it did its job.
Yeah, didn't hit his fucking
and he goes,
brain.
and we didn't think about testing it in negative 25-degree weather.
But also, just I think McDaniels is a great coach. I think he's smarter than I am. But it's the first game of the season. He wasn't wearing capris on the sideline. You know what I mean? It's just they were out of their element, literally and figuratively.
Yeah,
it's
the.
I think I had to swing by Walmart to get pants. Yeah.
Apparently, the heated benches they sit on are so hot that you really can't sit on them very long. Like they'll burn you. Like they're that hot sitting on them. Like so you have to like get up and sit down. You know, like it's
like for a second, and then like okay.
Yep. Like you got to keep your helmet warm. You want to keep some of those things just because like can't put it back on. You know, so a game like that is miserable. And it definitely doesn't help with that football as hard as a rock. And Tua, not even 200 yards, 199 yards, touchdown and interception. Mostert ran for 33 yards.
Yeah.
Tua ran for 25. Did you hear me say HN? No.
No.
He didn't even, he
No.
ran less than Tua. Receiving side, Tyreek Hill, 62 yards and a touchdown.
That one TD, that was nice, and then nothing after that.
Yep. Cedric Wilson Jr. got 37. Craycraft got 33. Waddle got 31. There's just nothing out there.
Yeah.
Nothing out there at all. I would say that on the defensive side, was really what stood out for in the defense for the Chiefs is
Yeah.
we keep forgetting. Everyone talks about Mahomes. You talk
Because
about
they're not great, but they're not like bottom tier.
no,
Yeah.
but they have a really good defense. Mahomes, 262 yards and a touchdown. Pacheco ran 89 yards. 24 carries for 89 yards. Now, 3.7 yards per carry isn't low,
But it's not Pacheco numbers.
but it's not great. I'll tell you what, man. He got a touchdown out of that effort, but no one runs harder than him. And in a game like that, where
Yeah.
that turf is just completely unforgiving, the way that he runs, his cleats just bite and he
It's like
just
falling
moves.
it's like falling on concrete.
But even so, like I bet every time he went to make a turn, it was just like on a dime because it's just so hard out there. Mahomes ran for 41 yards. One of them was a 28-yard run that looked like a zero effort play from the defense. And then I watched it a couple more times, and it was one of those things where they were waiting right near the first down and they were ready for him to slide.
Yep.
But he didn't even signal that he was going to slide.
Nope.
And he ran right past him and then made him look like chumps, and he got an extra 10 yards out of it.
He is very aware of the rules. He's like, nope. If I even look like I might slide, I can't do that.
But
Yep.
it's Mahomes, and they held back.
Yep.
And,
It's dumb.
It's
Lamar does similar things.
Yeah, he does too.
What,
Yeah.
Which why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
But like it's
But you got to prep for that. You got to be ready
when
for that.
when it comes to running, Mahomes is no Lamar. But good on him getting that, a 28-yard run and making the defense look like fools. Edward Solaire got 21 yards. Good for him. Rashee Rice looking like the number one wide receiver.
He finally got some good play.
He got 130 yards. Kelsey got 71. And if you're wondering where all the points were when it comes to 7 to 26,
Butker.
yeah, Butker. He was 4 for 4 on field goals, 16 points overall.
Would have been a monster week if I was still in fantasy football playoffs.
Right? Jeez. And then we go into the game that just wrapped up. We're talking about
Oof.
the Green Bay
Oof.
Packers and the Cowboys.
Wait, who dem boys?
Who dem boys?
did all of you guys pick the boys except for me?
It's a good chance. It's a good chance. It's hard. It's painful for me to say Cowboys, but
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, look at the pack this season.
I know it.
Oh, I know, but it's just like it's the playoffs and it's the boys.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yep. So yeah.
I went back and forth on my pick last week because, like, okay, they've got to collapse. They've got to collapse. It always happens. The last 15 years, it's got to happen. But
So
like the pack looks so weak.
So-
I didn't think it was possible.
Packers. If you're just looking at the score fresh, Packers win 48-32. The first 7 seed to win a wild card playoff game,
Which sounds crazy. Yep.
sounds totally
It's
crazy.
the Cowboys.
But yeah.
Okay, but the Cowboys in their defense this year, they're supposed to be absolute studs. Again, 0 sacks. Zero sacks. Zero sacks. But really, like, the first half was 27 unanswered points by Green Bay. 27 unanswered points, and it wasn't until a last-second touchdown to finish the half that put Dallas on the board.
Which they needed.
Which they needed.
I thought might have turned it around for them.
Yep.
But no.
But like really and then yes, the Cowboys made a nice showing in the second half, but honestly the Packers just kept pushing on them hard. Jordan Love, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 118 yards. 3 touchdowns. That's right. 3 touchdowns. Romeo Dobbs had a breakout game.
Yeah,
Hasn't had a single 100-yard game. He got 151 and a touchdown. Musgrave, 52 yards and a touchdown. Datavion Wicks, 25 yards and a touchdown. Packers just gave the ball to everyone today. It was nice. Dak threw for 403 yards. And again, while that looks really nice, there was a lot of hero ball to finish out that fourth quarter. You know, that you get a lot of those garbage
They
time
had
minutes.
so many
but
drives too. They would get
Yeah.
like all the way down to like the 30 and then fucking bust. Mm-hmm. Or like we're in field goal range at least. 18-yard sack.
I think the Packers had 3 punts all game. 3 punts.
Did it end up at 3?
Yeah, because there was the one at the very
like
end.
the garbage time at the end.
Yeah, they had a punt.
Man.
So Dak 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One was a pick six. Darnell Savage, 64 yards. Whew. Tony Pollard, 56 yards and a touchdown. You got 56 yards, man. That's rough. Dak had 45. That's beyond that. Who cares? On the receiving end, there were a lot of yards, and again, it was really trying to push the ball up the field as the second half went on. Michael Gallup, 103. CeeDee Lamb, 110. Jake Ferguson, 93 and 3 touchdowns. Honestly, it was Green Bay the whole a lot in that third and fourth quarter for Dallas, but it was just trying to play catch up the best you could. It was all Green Bay. They were animals out there. So before the show, you and I were talking about the running back duos, right?
For those two teams specifically.
For those two teams,
last
so
couple of years,
right.
yeah.
So Aaron Jones, 3 touchdowns today, but he was injured a bunch, and we talked about him being injured, and I was disappointed with what A.J. Dillon was doing.
Yeah.
Last year, they were a 2-headed monster,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But last year with Dallas, their 2-headed monster was Zeke and Pollard.
Yeah.
And I think they made the right choice with keeping Pollard, but there's a different dynamic with what Green Bay has. Now, A.J. Dillon didn't play today. Aaron Jones, just a monster out there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you think about those combos and how nice it's to have those types of combos. But for the sake of Green Bay, they really just need Aaron Jones, it looks like.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
Cowboys, they might need
Like, you
someone to
needed that
balance.
second. Yeah,
you needed that
needed
second. So.
At least a good fullback.
Yeah,
And like you went
exactly.
through the list of like who they have, and like who the fuck is that?
Hmm.
Like names I've never heard of. And I watched at least 3 Cowboys games this season.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
And then,
yeah.
if I could just jump in real quick on Green Bay, because Dallas is out, so I'm not going to talk about them. Some notable wins and
Yay.
losses for Green Bay. Notable wins: Rams, Lions, pretty good.
Those are good ones. Yeah.
Chiefs, but here's the sticker: Bears twice, very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Notable losses. This one's a tough pill to swallow. The only notable loss I saw on the schedule are Giants. All in all, good showing from Green Bay this season.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really good because you're picking on his team when they lost to the Broncos.
There's
So
a
my
lot of
Broncos are
there's a lot
better team
of
than the Giants?
Broncos, Giants, Bears interspersed in what I'm doing when we talk about these
But
teams.
like until today, the most points they put up were against the Bears.
Yeah.
Who is not known for their defense this season.
and you guys will
so-
find the Bills did not have one bad loss this season.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's worth talking a little bit more about Jordan Love. But
He's the man.
he has
In theory, if he stays the same, he's their guy for the next fucking
he-
decade.
I know you could redshirt in the NFL for 3 years.
yeah, exactly. But there's clearly something about quarterback development that they're doing right in Green
Yeah.
Bay.
And it's not the same QB coach. They keep changing them, so it's not one QB coach. There's something about the quarterback culture in Green
Yep.
Bay.
And when Aaron Rodgers got really pissy with Green Bay, and it seemed to be centered around them drafting Jordan Love and not talking to him about it. This is clearly your replacement, and we didn't tell you that we're going to draft a.
It's like, dude, you're 36. What you expect?
We're going to take
Come
our
on,
first pick as a quarterback.
Yeah.
And he got upset about it, and fair enough. At that level, you deserve to be in those conversations. And then you'd see Jordan Love come in for a game or two, and it was like, yeah, man, this kid's not ready. Is Aaron Rodgers even helping him out? Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. But Jordan Love was paying attention. Clearly.
Yep.
He stepped in. His numbers are better than Rodgers and Brett Favre before him in their first full year.
Like first full year. Those are some fucking people.
So
Jesus.
there's something that Green Bay's doing right, and it's actually a good thing that we're talking positively about the Packers. Well, Matt's not here. Although I actually heard a rumor that he decided that with Bears not making the playoffs, he was going to join Aaron Rodgers on a darkness retreat, to help himself get mentally right. So I don't know, just a rumor I heard, but
That's not. Matt could never shut up for that long.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers could either.
I think I know where he actually is. So, date redacted. At some point in time, Matt, trying to impress us, has told us he hates the Eagles. Fine. Matt, you want to be cool.
You're not talking about the football team.
No, the band.
Okay.
Excuse me. Thank you for... Yeah, that needed to be said. We still think you're cool, Matt. Fast forward November 12th, 2023. His girlfriend is in my truck, and we are driving from the marina to go to a different boat. The Eagles are on the radio. Guess who hums along? Not me. Amanda.
Oh.
He's been infiltrated. He's dating a fan. He can't tell us because he's already dying on that hill.
Yeah.
So, under the guise and alibi and ruse of going to Portland for a week, he set himself up for the perfect scenario that we're not going to ask questions. Guess who happened to be playing in Inglewood, California last night, Saturday, 1/13/24? The Eagles. Guess where Matty Fax was?
The Hotel California.
Hotel California.
Oh!
That all checks out.
That all checks out.
All
Wait,
right.
so Amanda pulled a Taylor Swift? Undermining a team to really support another one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's going to come back and say he smoked weed and played hacky sack for 1 week straight, but I know what he was doing last night.
Taking it
Yeah.
easy.
Yes.
All right. So, while we are on your Apple and Spotify podcasts, we are also YouTube Live and watching football. We're about to watch the Rams and Detroit Lions play, which seems so fucking scripted.
Oh, yes.
The Rams that were falling apart at the beginning of the season cleaned themselves up to a 10-7 record. Detroit having a stellar season, 12-5. They had some stumbles. They pulled themselves back up. They're a scary looking team right now. Here we are, into the first quarter. They're up by 7. But more so the drama of, all right, so Jared Goff and Matt Stafford swap.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Stafford gets his Super Bowl ring. Everyone's saying that Jared Goff is washed. He has a good season last year. He has a really good season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now here they are playing
Yep.
Wild Card Weekend.
I love it, though.
It's NFL script, baby. I don't
can't
know.
pick a favorite in this. Like, I am a Matt Stafford fan. I've said this a number of times. But I love Dan Campbell, what he's doing with that fucking team. Oh, fucking love it. You know?
I agree. It would be nice to see the Rams
Also,
do better, but not this year. I want Detroit to win.
But now,
so
yeah, I want Detroit to win.
yeah. You can everyone kept talking about that credit card debt. The Super Bowl, and here they are in the playoffs. But man, perfectly scripted.
I also wonder how Stafford feels because in interviews, like I don't think he could have handled leaving Detroit any better. He was there for a decade.
He's a class act.
Like everyone loved him. He was a class actor, and he's like, I love this city. There's nothing I wanted more to bring than to bring a championship to Detroit. And now it's just like now I got to beat up my younger brother. Like,
yeah, right.
But it's like, and I don't know if it's like the people or it's just like pure fucking luck. Like you think about like when Barry Sanders retired, he didn't talk shit about the Lions.
No.
He didn't talk shit about them for like 15 years.
Right.
And then he was like honest about why he fucking retired, you know?
Yeah.
But it took a long fucking
when
time.
When you have the gift of like time in retrospect, you feel a little different.
And like same thing with Stafford. He was like he wished them no ill will.
Yeah.
He wasn't bitching about what they didn't do, what he wanted them to do, and like I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Like you have a job to do. If you change departments in your career, you change jobs in your career, you don't keep bitching about what used to be.
So
you fucking move on, you know?
So the best narrative that I that I stumbled across involves Eminem, right? Detroit guy.
Yeah.
And he's out there making a video, and
I
he's
think I
like,
saw this.
and he goes, "Come on, Matt. Hey, you left, you went to L.A., and we cheered you on for the Super Bowl. We were here for you. I rapped for you. I rapped for you. We wanted you to get that Super Bowl. We understood. We were here for you. And now you're going to come to see us Don't do that to us, Matt. Don't do it. Come on. We supported you. Support us.
All right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So,
Yeah.
since we're talking about them, Rams, notable wins on the seasons. Browns looks a little less impressive after today. Very notable win, the Giants, who could forget.
Did you specifically look up Giants games?
And the 49ers, that's a good win. Bad Rams losses, Broncos, ugh. And then the Eagles. All right, Lions, good wins, Chiefs, I think we can all agree.
Oh, yeah.
Buccaneers, they're in the playoffs. Really good win, Bears, obviously, for the Lions. Broncos, also, who could forget. Bad losses for the Lions. Ravens, they just got their asses kicked.
That's a good
I'm
loss.
saying because in the way they
Oh,
lost.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they just got
yeah,
fucking
they got
creamed.
smoked. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like Baltimore's like, oh yeah, we can fucking score a lot of fucking points too. Yeah.
Packers loss was pretty, and then another really tough one, losing to the Bears. Oof.
Yeah, I know it.
can't
I know
have
it.
that.
Rough.
All right, so that's
So-
what I got for the Rams Lions.
So here we are waiting for the rest of the weekend to play out. Because, we don't do everything the way you're supposed to.
No.
We're going to talk about games before the week is done, and we're going to make picks before the week started.
All these fucking professionals wait till games are done to pick the future. Come on.
At Half the Distance
Come on.
Live, we half-ass everything and whole-ass nothing.
Absolutely.
So, because there's not a lot of games to talk about, we're jumping into our segments that we have, our signature segments. The first one being the UNFL. Things happen outside the NFL that are sports related, I guess, even though there's playoffs.
Yeah.
So we might as
Oh,
well
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about what I find interesting. So college football, it was a fun playoff season for football. I'm actually a big fan of them going to the 12-team format next
As
year.
am I. Yep,
really am,
yep.
because the whole nonsense with Alabama, and then the Florida State took it so badly, and no one played, and then they got destroyed. Let's move past that for sure.
Well, we all thought 20 years ago,
Yeah.
when they finally had the college football playoff system, we're like, okay, this is step one in the right direction. Surely in 5 or 6 years they're gonna make the necessary other steps.
Yeah.
And it never fucking happened.
Right.
So,
Also, I have to say, rightly or wrongly, I'm a fan of the 12-team thing, but I think it's going to beg the question, 16, and the players in college have never had more power than they do right now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it's going to come to a schism of how many games are you going to ask these kids to play, and these kids rightfully are like, I'm already getting paid in college, like, I want to go get this contract. I don't give a fuck about playing 4 more
Yep.
games because I know I'm going to be the second overall pick, and I'm not going to fucking play in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah,
Like,
right. So
yeah.
the other bowls, those are definitely different. But I think making the college playoffs.
dude, who doesn't want to play the Pop-Tarts Bowl now? Come on.
Oh my
I know,
God,
but if you're the
please.
guarantee, if some team has told you at the conclusion of your senior season, we are taking you for sure with the number 1 overall pick, you might be inclined to sit out for that college football playoffs.
You would be.
I have to tell you, you're like, there's 4 more games versus top level competition. Who knows if you're gonna have a fluke play, like blow my ACL. The Giants have already told me they're taking me 1 overall, and we're going to give you $150 million. I'm sitting the fuck out.
Okay, one, the Giants would only do that for a terrible pick.
Obviously, they're gonna do that for a
Right.
below average quarterback. We all
The
know
bowl
that,
games
so.
I see going. So the NBA, for example, like the
Mm-hmm.
intra-season playoff thing.
Yeah.
The Cavs are fucking garbage. I mean, the fucking Lakers are garbage.
That makes
Did
me
they
happy.
fucking show up in that tourney?
They showed up. Yeah.
Fucking Lakers sure
Right.
as fuck
Yeah. No,
did, you know?
we're talking
So,
about competitive
money. If you're
Yeah.
a college football player and you play on a team, you do build a brotherhood with your teammates. You have to. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you're a piece of shit. You're gonna be a watch on the NFL anyway.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
you could also be getting generational wealth and take care of your family for life.
What if you win a bowl game and you get $200,000? Every player on that team gets $200K.
Yeah, fair.
That's what it's going to go to. The NLI money, it's going to start to funnel into other things. Talking about, having like a, what's the fucking title? For someone that oversees the NCAA.
a commissioner.
A commissioner.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all leading to professionally paid bowl games.
Yes.
And that's what's going to happen.
Yep,
It's going to fucking happen. You can't stop it from
And
happening.
you know what?
They've already separated students from athletes.
Yeah.
This is the fucking future, you know?
The Fiesta Bowl, if you are a a prime pick. You're gonna.
Sir, it's the Tostitos Fiesta
I
Bowl?
apologize. I apologize. Yes, I do love some Tostitos. The multigrain scoops. Ooh, I love them. Or the touch hint of lime.
Oh, hits of lime,
yeah.
so fucking good. Yep.
So like you're playing in the Fiesta Bowl and you are a first or second round pick, guaranteed. You might sit out for that, but the playoff systems, you're going through that because you want that win.
If you might cost your brothers
Yeah.
a fucking paycheck
Yeah.
by sitting out,
Yeah.
that makes it a lot harder to say,
Right.
I'm sorry, guys,
Right.
I don't want to risk getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think that allegiance exists the way it used to.
Oh,
I'm just
I
being
fucking
dead
hope
ass
not.
serious.
Oh,
No,
I
like
hope not.
I agree
In-
with the
in
sentiment, and I
football-
agree with all of y'all. But I don't. I think today, if you tell a 21-year-old kid you can have a national championship or the as the kids say, the bag guaranteed, they're picking the money.
Here's where it's going to get dangerous. If kids jump around year to year to year and go chase an extra $500,000 as
the
they get better and
transfers,
through the
yeah,
transfer
yeah.
without being able to sit out a year, then I think that's what's going to happen. It's like I don't really care. That's where I do think they need to bring that
'Cause you
red
have to
shirt
build
season.
that camaraderie.
Not
Yeah.
the red shirt, but the
No.
well it's yeah.
If you transfer from a D1
Yeah,
school to D1
right.
school, you got to sit out a fucking year. Yep. Yep.
All right, well, so one of the things that I want to talk about with this is I'd mentioned Alabama. Obviously, the big news there is Nick Saban retiring.
Yep. Yep.
This is a kind of a massive shift in playoffs, or sorry, in college football. So who does Alabama bring in? Kalen DeBoer,
They all seem to love him.
AP Coach of the Year for Washington.
Yeah.
That was on my just the worst. So
Is that the worst? Oh,
I
so-
think
so-
he's
so
I
just
think
the
he's
worst?
going into a no-win situation.
So
That's why it's just.
I
the
want
worst.
to give his pedigree because some of the things that are interesting when you look on the surface, right? He was the AP Coach of the Year. Listen, Washington played out of their minds this year.
Yeah,
Out of their
yeah.
minds this year. Well deserved. Hell yes. He has a 104-12 career record.
Jesus.
He has 7 11-win seasons in 9 years. He went to the championship in his second year at Washington, and he has 0 incidents with hookers. That's worth throwing out there. So it's a positive thing to throw out there for coaches
We're talking
nowadays.
about
So
Rick Pitino? What do we?
yeah. So
all of them.
but
Shit,
okay, so
yeah.
all of those are really great. So who is he coached for? All right, so he's coached for Washington the last 2 years. He was 14-1 this past year. The one loss being the championship,
championship game,
right?
yeah.
The year before 11-2. 2020 and 2021, he was at Fresno State.
Who could forget?
No, that was a good program he built there, though.
So
Yeah.
he was there for 2 years. The first year was 2020, and they played a whopping 6 games. He was 3-3 in his first season. He was 9-3 in his second season. 5 years prior to that, he was the coach of the Sioux Falls Cougars.
Yeah.
Familiar with them?
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah?
yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Matt probably played him in
Sure.
high school.
I think I have some boxer briefs for Sioux Falls.
They're
Yeah,
they're a D2 school. He went 11-2, 14-0, 13-1, 14-0, 15-0. His first year there at 11-2, he lost in the semifinals of the championship.
Right.
Second year there, 14-0, won the championship. Third year, 13-1. The one loss was the national championship. The following 2 years, perfect season, 14-0, 15-0, D2 national championship. So, all right, you can downplay all you want, say, but that's D2, that's not D1. I don't fucking care.
And some notable wins in his
Yeah,
tenure.
yeah.
Grand Rapids Community College. That was a good one. The Kalamazoo Kangaroos. Ooh, tough one.
Listen, we love being shitty around here, and I support you for it. But I'll say this.
Kalamazoo are not the Kangaroos.
I-
sir. Now you're just
You-
making up teams.
I know.
You know what?
They're the Homesteaders. Get
You
it
of
fucking
your
right.
5 years there,
believe you.
you went to the championship 4 times.
Yeah.
You lost
And-
1.
And D2, that's more impressive over a more than 2 year span.
Yes.
Because like you're playing, your players are not fucking people that are there to fucking play football. Like they might be there, like because I want to play football, but I'm not quite good enough.
Right. There's
But your players are changing every fucking season.
there is
you know?
there is scholarships out there, but it's not. I don't think it's full sports
Yeah.
scholarships in D2. You got a lot of other athletic, so So to coach that team that way, to me, that speaks really highly of his
I
resume.
didn't know that was his pedigree. Like I knew about his time at Fresno State,
Yeah, right.
and I really liked him before he went to Washington. But
So
fuck,
this is
yeah.
but this is a man with stepping into a storied program, one of the most storied program, if not the most,
yeah,
with a history of winning.
both
So
historically and criminally. Yeah.
absolutely. But again, hey, he also has 0 instances with hookers, so got to give him that. Sticking with college,
I like that.
sticking with college football. There's a young man. Jeez, I just wrote down Thompson. Go figure. I didn't write his first name down. Jeez.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Half-ass everything.
Who's about to start? He's gonna go play for his 7th season
In college?
in college.
Good for him.
7th season. He's going to Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. 25-year-old at OU. That's got to be a good time.
Hold on. Not exactly 25. Let me a second here.
Oh, shit.
So
No, he probably sat out a year. He's
20,
26.
2018, he redshirted. He went to Texas. Redshirted at Texas.
This sounds like Brandon Whedon.
Wait, UT, Texas?
Yep.
Brandon
UT.
Whedon was like a 28-year-old rookie in the NFL.
19 and 20, he played a total of 7 games. In 2021, he did play 10 out of 12 games. Then he transferred to Nebraska, played 10 out of 12 games. Then transferred to FAU, where he played.
Like FAU?
Florida Atlantic University.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yep.
Who, by the way, that division in basketball,
Yeah.
they're becoming real
They're
scrappy.
they're scary.
Yeah, because FAU was the one that made a good run in the tournament last year. They also got like Wofford. They got some like they're the whatever Atlantic Conference.
They're
I forget.
fucking surprising,
They're-
like, oh, you
they're
don't- you
they're
don't
a fun
fuck
they're a
around.
fun
Yeah.
Do
mid-major
you
for
remember
sure.
when Florida Gulf Coast made a run to like
They're-
the
they're-
Elite
they're in
Eight?
that-
They're kind of like
No,
that,
that's,
but better.
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
They're in
Like,
they're in
remember
that same conference
Yeah,
in
that's what I'm
basketball.
getting
But yeah, so he played 3 years for three games before he got injured, and he's got a medical red shirt. So now he's going to Oklahoma, and on 9 days before Texas and Oklahoma play
What, did he get arrested in
is when he
Arkansas?
turns 26.
Okay.
So this year he'll turn 26. And he gets to go play against his alumni, although he's the backup quarterback. So, you know, but I thought like the fact that he's turning 26 next year, I wanted to pull up some NFL quarterbacks that will also be 26 next year.
Oh, shit. That's
Ready?
fucking half of them.
Ready? Tua,
Yep.
Kyle Trask, whatever. Herbert, Pickett, Hurts, Mac Jones, Jordan Love. Oh, sorry, hold on. Those are the 26-year-old. Now let the 25-year-olds. Jordan
Yeah.
Love, Justin Fields, Bailey Zappi, Desmond Ritter. The 24-year-old, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Trey Lance. The 23-year-old, Sam Howell, Bryce Young. The 22-year-old, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. So I don't know that he's got much of a...
He is older than possibly 9 starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah. And then you go 1 year older, and you've got like Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
But the good news at 26, there's not going to be a lot of tape on him out there for the opposing team.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a lot of years he didn't play, so you know, yeah. All right, let's jump over to the NBA.
I think he'll have an amazing career for like the Toronto Argonauts.
Honestly,
Like really, you know?
send my ass to Montreal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those
And
are the Alouettes, motherfucker. Get your CFL teams right.
The Kalamazoo Kangaroos are falling apart.
Kalamazoo's in Michigan. They have a CFL team?
No.
They might. I don't know. That's probably close enough.
Sort of.
It's Michigan.
I'm
I
sure
mean,
they
I don't
stole
know.
some land from Canada.
The
so,
NHL
you know.
team, the NHL has teams in Canada.
There should be an Ooper CFL team. There totally should be an Ooper CFL
That would be cool,
team.
but you have to, but you have to be on the UP.
Yeah, you'd have to be. Yeah.
You have to be right. So in the NBA, Carmelo Anthony made a statement.
Wait, who?
Carmelo,
Is he still relevant? Really?
He's retired. You might know him as the future prospect Keon Anthony's father.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um.
guess who didn't know what
Fuck,
year?
is he that old already? Holy
Yeah. No.
shit.
Keon Anthony is a pretty high recruit. He'll be playing basketball next year, and very hopefully in Syracuse. I wouldn't mind it.
Also,
I
real
wouldn't
quick,
mind
since
it.
he's wearing a Syracuse hoodie, guess who didn't know what year Syracuse won their lone national championship in basketball?
2003.
Yeah, guess who didn't know?
Wait,
I said 4.
How the fuck do I know and you
I
didn't?
knew that.
I didn't even fucking
didn't
live
know
up
that.
here. I was
I
in
said-
fucking Texas.
I said
Both
4.
Greg and him closed
It's
ranks.
03.
I was like, well, y'all gonna be wrong together.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
All right,
Yeah.
all right, all right.
Oh,
Okay,
I got
sure.
some Syracuse cred now.
All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. So he put his whiny potty pants on and said that the Nuggets gave Jokic his number 15, as a petty maneuver to erase his accomplishments.
Oh, don't
in
be
Denver.
that guy. Don't
right.
be that
so
guy.
right. No. So the Nuggets, who clearly said, "Hey, you know that fat Serbian guy that we drafted 41st overall? He's probably going to be the best center that we've ever had. He's probably going to win multiple MVPs and bring us our first championship. So let's give him Melo's number. Melo, who got them to one conference final, and in its 8th year, requested a trade to go to the Knicks.
Yep.
Yeah, clearly that was their plan all along.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a dick.
But Melo
What a
got like
dick.
4 different
Oh.
ladies pregnant during his tenure in Denver, so you can't discount that.
But
It wasn't 15 though, so you
Yeah.
know.
But you never would have heard that. He never would have said that shit if Jokic didn't turn into this fucking monster.
Or he didn't want to just stay
Like,
in the limelight.
He's
in
trying
some
to stay
regard.
relevant.
To give
Yeah,
him like
yeah.
He's Cam Newton. Like Cam Cam Newton gets on his podcast and disparages current starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Guess who's not a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Oh, you're the one that subscribes to Cam Newton's podcast.
Probably.
What a dick. What a fucking dick.
Yeah, I know it. So sticking with honoring and things like that, still in the NBA. I feel a little bad because this involves the Bulls and with Matt not being here. I heard a rumor that Matt is he's somewhere where he's trying to erase some really bad gambling debts, very similar to like what Johnny Knoxville was doing in the movie The Ringer.
Well, he's got to come off his fantasy football loss.
So
He's
there
deep
was
in the hole after that.
there was a little bit of skepticism when he showed up to register, but they saw his handwriting, decided not to question it further. But you know, those poor kids never know what hit them. So Eric, do you know what The Ringer is by Johnny Knoxville?
I know it's a movie.
That's where he poses as mentally
special
special needs to
Olympian.
participate in the Special Olympics. So
He's an
that's-
R word.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just saying that the rumor I heard is that Matt is doing the same thing to erase some bad gambling debts. Just a rumor.
All right.
It's all alleged.
This is the rumor I heard. My last one. Guess what else is near Oregon? Sort of. Las Vegas. He eloped. I have the keys to his house. Amanda's door is open. I now own an apartment, a house in Sackets, and a house in Cape Vincent. They're not coming back.
You don't own shit in Sackets.
And I have
Thank you
2
very
more
much.
beagles. All right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. And what you want for that boat?
There's 2 boats. Yeah.
You give me $100 in cash right now. It's yours.
Boom. Done deal. Done deal. You have the keys right now.
I also have an NFL.
Okay.
I usually don't because I love football, but I also love basketball. And the kerfuffle about fucking Melo Ball
Oh yeah.
and his tattoo. Have you heard about this?
No.
He's got, so his middle name is La France. And he's
of
got
course.
a little LF
Wait.
tattoo.
LaMelo LaFrance.
Yes, LaMelo La France
That tracks.
Ball.
You know that
Oh,
tracks.
it's totally, yeah. But he's got an LF tattoo. He recently on his face, underneath his ear. I think it's the left ear. But La France is also his clothing brand. So because it's technically a business, the NBA forbids people from advertising
Oh my God.
on their body their own businesses.
Oh.
But it's also his middle name. Mm-hmm. And so they said, like, okay, we're gonna penalize you for this, and they were like, but that's my middle name. Like, oh fuck, sticky fucking waters. Like, we're gonna let it go for now. And mainly it screams of before NIL money for college athletes, your likeness, which you didn't own your own fucking likeness. Like, if you're an NBA player and you get a permanent tattoo that's your middle name and your business, fuck off, NBA. Fuck off. You're getting plenty of goddamn green from me. You know?
I initially, when you first said it, I'm like, I get it.
I found this on the web.
Oh, easy, Siri.
Pornhub?
But as I'm processing, yeah, no, fuck off.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you think about, if you watch any sport, but NBA very especially, because there's lots of times to put that fucking VR fucking logo for whatever new sponsorship you fucking have all over the goddamn court.
Yeah.
A player can have something on his own person, not jewelry with an LF fucking giant gold diamond logo.
Sure. Your
not a fucking
sleeve,
ring.
your sleeve can't have it. Yeah,
Exactly.
right,
a fucking
right.
tattoo, like, that's there forever.
Right.
Fuck you. This
Now-
is part of me now, you know?
Now, I will say this. He also went out of his way to choose that, yes, it's his middle name. If he chose to make the tattoo the same logo as his brand, it is murky waters. And it's like, yes, it's your middle name.
It very much
but
is.
somehow it's the same logo you're using. That's a different choice.
But I don't like any
but
corporate entity claiming ownership over a person's body.
That's,
Like,
yep.
Again, if it was a necklace, yeah, I would say, yeah, fucking
Yep.
no.
Yep.
You get fined or penalized until you take it off.
Hey, Michael
You know?
Jordan was famous for wearing black shoes, right? And he got fined every time
Yep,
he
and
wore
he paid
those
for it every
black
fucking
black
time.
Nikes,
Yep.
right? Got fined for it every time.
While he was also bolstering the fucking NBA at the
Oh
moment
my
it needed
god!
it the
Yeah.
most. Yeah.
So actually, that's a perfect little segue, because where I was going with this why it sucks that Matt's not here is the Bulls. Friday, the Bulls did an inaugural Ring of Honor before their game, and they inducted 13 people, as well as the entire 95-96 Bulls team.
Wait, they fucking haven't done that yet?
This is their first run
What
at
the
the
fuck?
Ring of Honor. So that includes Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, Jerry Sloan, who was a player and coach, Bob Butterbean Love, a 60s 70s
That's
Bull
old.
star.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Jerry Krause, general manager from 85 to 03. Johnny Red Kerr, the Bulls' first coach in 66, who got him to the playoffs. Chet Walker played 60s and 70s. Artis Gilmore, 70s, 80s. Dennis Rodman.
Like, not his best years of the Bulls, but yeah,
Right.
Artis
Yeah,
Gilmore.
Yep. Dennis Rodman, obviously, right. Tony Kukoc.
Fucking clutch.
The late Tex Winter, assistant coach, and the triangle offense guy who was behind that 6-title run, that triangle offense. Dick Klein, who was one of the original owners and played some basketball. But then, of course, on the entire 95-96 team, right? So the Ring of Honor all set up. There was some issues with it. Dennis Rodman didn't make it, though he did send in a tearful video. Couldn't make it because of some weather conditions.
Oh, in person. Okay.
In person,
yeah.
yep. But Jordan and Scottie Pippen didn't show up.
Really?
So it really, kind of puts a bit of a damper on it.
Did Phil show up?
Yeah, Phil Jackson,
Okay.
huge ovations for Phil Jackson. But yeah, so it was a bit of a bummer. But I'm using this to segue into our Just the Worst. Because you might not be aware, but you might be aware, Jerry Krause, the GM for the Bulls from 85 to 03. Mm-hmm. A lot of those fans consider him to be the downfall of that Bulls team, because he started moving pieces around and splitting them up after the fact, right? But here's the thing. He's the greatest GM that they've had. 6 times NBA champion, 2-time executive of the year. He drafted Pippen and Horace Grant, scouted and drafted Tony Kukoc, traded for Rodman, hired an inexperienced Phil Jackson, and then hired Tex Winter to implement that triangle offense. Okay? But he's also known to a lot of those hardcore fans as the man that split up that dynasty. So when he was announced as the Ring of Honor inductee, the entire
they
crowd
booed him.
booed.
That sucks.
Now here's the thing: he passed away 7 years ago.
Oh, I didn't. Oh.
But you know who was there?
MJ.
His
fucking
widow.
family.
Oh.
His
Yeah.
widow.
What
Just-
the fuck?
Tearful and distraught. Tearful and distraught. You won 6 motherfucking times.
Yeah.
The greatest dynasty in basketball,
Yeah.
arguably. There's plenty of people that can say the Celtics and the Lakers here and there. You have those strong arguments.
But for that period.
But for that period of
They were
time,
goddamn
more importantly,
unstoppable.
that was the most pivotal period of, I can't even say it, pivotal period of basketball. because the NBA is
Yeah.
now number one
Yeah. Globally. Yeah.
globally.
Yeah.
The NFL is the biggest in the U.S. NBA is huge, and it was because it was the backs of those
Yeah.
men on
Yeah.
those teams. And okay, fine, they made the decision to split things up, and the Bulls have never been the same since. You could be upset about that. At
Well,
the
that's
same,
because
like
Jalen Rose is a piece of shit.
this
That was
man
the
died.
beginning of the
This,
downfall, you
this
know.
man, yeah, this man died 7 years ago.
But-
and you're gonna boo his
Also,
name
could you
with his
imagine-
wife, his widower in attendance.
Could you imagine being at a Giants game, and even if this, like, let's say it's a decade ago, you thought the GM was the dumbest man alive, but guess what? You got 6 rings out of it, and you were gonna fucking boo that guy?
Yep.
Listen, I think Eli is a mid-tier quarterback. He got us 2 rings. He got us 2 rings.
2 of the tastiest rings in
Two of-
Super Bowl.
oh,
Because they're against the
Oh, my-
fans.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Scott Tenorman's tears, Super Bowl rings. Yeah,
It's-
oh,
oh,
delicious.
as I sit here with my good koozie, my bad koozie is a Patriots one because that New York New England rivalry is real. Yeah, but you know, like but would I be pumped to meet him? Fuck yes. If he's honored in anything, does he deserve the honor? Sure. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? No. Might he get Hall of Fame? Sure. Will I clap if he gets Hall of Fame? Yes. But to boo a man who's been dead 7 years
Yeah.
with his wife in attendance, just the fucking worst. Just the worst.
That is fucking awful.
right?
Fucking awful.
Right. Yes.
So, I don't want to make Eric feel good,
oh,
but
why would you?
do you remember when they had the celebration for Marv Levy? It was 4 years, whenever he died, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Like, vaguely, yeah.
And it was like the entire goddamn stadium. It was the loudest that stadium has ever
Yeah,
fucking
because
been.
it's Buffalo.
But all they did was lose Super Bowls. Lose
Right.
Super Bowls.
Right.
And the fans were fucking losing their goddamn minds to celebrate this fucking guy's memory.
Okay.
You know?
Well, but that also speaks. The fans in Buffalo are second to none.
Yeah.
Second to none.
You know how you talked about microcosms last week?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's indicative of central
Yeah.
and northern New York.
Yeah.
Like, you can count your blessings, unlike those assholes in Chicago and Philadelphia. Yeah.
Fucking dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking dicks. Man.
Don't even look the picture up.
I'm glad I
because
didn't see
her,
that before.
Her tearful
Yeah.
face hurt me really badly.
No
It hurt me
shit.
really badly seeing that. Yeah.
Like,
We're-
the entire goddamn city owes her a massive apology.
the NBA
Oh.
owes that man so much.
Yep.
Because that that Jordan
Everyone
era.
that gets fucking multi-million-dollar contracts owns
Yeah.
that
Right.
man so
Right.
much.
Now, listen, there's clearly something going on with Jordan and Scotty. All at the same time. You don't think Jordan's like, if Scottie Pippen's going to be there and he brings his son, right?
But I would hope not. But yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
His
Oh.
no, wait, sorry, wait. Jordan shows up. Scottie Pippen doesn't want to be there because if Jordan shows up with his son,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
dating Pippen's ex-wife,
Yeah.
but also it's like there seems to be some animosity after the Last Dance. You know that when that came out, like the things that were said. But one of the greatest dynasties in all of sports.
Yeah.
And it made the NBA the juggernaut that it is today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you still can't accept it after all this time. Fucking tragic.
Yeah.
So, anyone else with a he dropped in a just the worst earlier. Do you have anything to share, Brian?
I mean, it pales in fucking comparison to that. That's
Yeah,
fucking.
sorry.
That is the worst. That might be just the worst for the entire fucking year.
It's up there, right?
Jesus,
I didn't-
man.
So I don't have a just the worst. I don't know if this is just the best, but something that I thought was delightful is apparently Emma Stone is a huge Phoenix Suns fan. And I was just like watching a little thing of her like dapping up all the boys on the bench and like
Yeah.
she's like a season ticket holder and just I don't know if she's from that area. I would have never guessed that. Just like Emma Stone, huge Suns stan. Thought it was kind of cool.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's well, I like her as an actress.
Yeah, I like her.
I'm really
pictures of
looking forward to
her,
seeing that
her as
movie.
an actress.
Is it what's the
It's like a one-word title. It's the creepy one.
it's like I thought it was like pretty things or anyways it's in the theaters right now, but it's already
Yeah,
getting like
yeah.
a lot of award season chatter.
Oh,
But
I
you
like
Or
know.
just
Yeah.
like kind of comparable, like Paul Rudd. I guess I knew
Oh.
he was from Kansas City, and like I knew he was a Chiefs fan, but also you can just see him at like as many Royals games as possible too, and
Yeah.
I think that's fun. You know,
He's one of those diehard KC
Yeah.
guys, and he knows them all too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like, I just think that's fun.
Kansas City's one of those weird markets where like you're gonna run into them in restaurants and things like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not that big of a place. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna run into each other. He knows them all. He's diehard fan. Oh
Yeah, like it's like what 700,000 people in Kansas
Yeah,
City. It's like
yeah.
it's a big city, but not really a big city.
yeah.
Now, my just the worst is and it's funny because like we all kind of know this, but mainly because like last night I was working, but I got to watch most of the Texans Browns game, and I was like, Joe Flacco, yeah, he fucked up. Like he had a good fucking run at the end of the season. He made Cleveland make the playoffs. Without Joe Flacco, that game wouldn't have
Yeah,
happened.
agreed.
They would not
agreed.
be in the playoffs.
Agreed.
You know?
Yes.
But I was like, the Browns are so fucking bad. And I was like, and I know that the Deshaun Watson trade was bad. And part of it is like, I like looking upon the Deshaun Watson trade because it makes me feel better about the Broncos
Yeah.
and the unlimited trade. But so, beginning back in 1999, the Browns drafted Tim Couch, first pick overall. They could have had Donovan McNabb.
Oh.
And for our younger people watching, Tim Couch did fucking nothing. Donovan McNabb, pretty fucking good. I mean, much better on the Eagles, but would have been a good pick,
Yep.
Brady Quinn in 2007, huge fucking bust. Colt McCoy in 2010, huge fucking bust. McCoy was only a third round pick. All the others that I'm talking about are first round picks.
Okay.
First picks that Cleveland had, Brandon Whedon. Anybody remember Brandon
No.
Whedon?
What was
No.
he at? Oklahoma
Yeah,
State. He was
yeah.
like 28.
Yep,
man.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking garbage. And
Yeah.
then Johnny Football himself.
Yeah.
Gonna save Cleveland football. And my favorite, Baker Mayfield, because once he went to Tampa, he's doing pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good. So once you get rid of a Cleveland quarterback, maybe they turn out okay. To balance that, though, because of the Deshaun Watson trade, so collaboratively last season, the Texans picked up Damian Pierce as a running back.
Right.
A nice fucking pick. Tank Dell, nice fucking pick. Through a number of trades, but also because of one of the picks, they got Will Anderson Jr. and the linebacker Christian Harris. None of them are amazing Pro Bowlers, but you watched that game last night? Oh, they all fucking performed. All of them against the team that made it fucking happen. So it sounds shitty, but Cleveland Browns? Management. Just the worst.
Just the worst. Oh. Yeah, we have Green Bay, who's clearly a quarterback machine, and the Browns, the anti-version of that.
Right? Whatever the opposite of what Green Bay is
Yeah.
doing. Yep.
So
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think Matt feels the way I did when it was like the Brady years. And I know it's different because Green Bay has had it in succession. But like when Brady was in the throngs of being Brady, like you just knew you had 20 years of futility ahead of you.
Yeah.
And I think that Matt is stuck in that purgatory. Just, we can look kind of good, but Green Bay will just be a thorn in our side.
Oh, I'm
for
sure,
the-
like,
yeah.
if he was able to watch today's game, he was like, God damn it, fucking
Yeah.
Green Bay again for the next decade.
That's what I'm
you know?
saying. We're just like, even, what I'm saying, Matt's like, you feel good about the team, but it's in, like, you're also realistic about it where you're like, well, we're still not going to beat the Patriots.
Well, you
or,
right,
like
well,
the Packers.
right. So like you see Detroit on the rise, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I can
I
respect
can deal with
that.
a team that's been shit for my entire
I
life.
can respect that.
Yeah.
You see the Vikings just constantly on the verge. Constantly on the
But
verge.
never
They're
doing anything.
a few
Yeah.
players away,
Right.
but they're going to be disruptive no matter what. And then Green Bay, you're ready for that fall off. Like we need
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
because we're trying to build something. And I do think the Bears have the ability to build something if management can the non football related
non-football,
management,
yep.
right? which
But
is
no, and
something I want to talk about before we
right.
get
and in
into
September,
our picks.
you'll
but-
probably hear me talk about this again. But like, let's say Rodgers comes back, like clean, like bill of health, does Aaron Rodgers things again. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Dolphins, let's say they have a bounce back year. Like, it just once the Patriots fell off, you're like, all right, the rest of the AFC East also got good.
Wait, you
And
mean the Dolphins are going to beat a winning team next season?
But they beat
maybe.
one.
Oh, what? Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're a Bears fan, you're just thinking, okay, we're kind of getting some pieces in place, and then fucking Jordan Love just slides in seamlessly,
Yeah.
and you're going, what the fuck?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, look at the fucking AFC South. They're all going, the fucking Texans?
Yep.
CJ Stroud? What the
Yeah.
fuck is
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
in our division? You know?
Yeah. The Colts might also be good. Give me a
Right,
break.
right?
Yeah.
Like, wait, our quarterback we drafted, if he had played a full season, would be fucking breaking
Mm.
records for Indy? Over fucking Manning? What the fuck? You know?
So before we jump into our picks for next week in the playoffs and whatever combinations that could possibly be, let's talk about some of the coaching changes that have already been, or at least the coaching announcements that have already kind of popped out.
And, like, we have no idea what's going on. But so,
Yeah.
like, New England is, like, the big one. Bill Belichick is out.
Oh, no.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I know how I feel
Because,
about it.
like, it's really easy. Like, I'm not a Pats fan at all. But, like, I've always thought, like, okay, is Bill Belichick a great coach? Or was Tom Brady just goddamn amazing? Or both? And Tom Brady goes to Tampa with a kind of mishmash kind of fucking team.
Who
Wins
was
a
it-
fucking ring.
Who was it that was there for his 2 years? It wasn't
Tampa?
Todd Bowles.
No, it was Bruce Arians.
Bruce
Yeah,
Arians.
Arians,
Bruce
yeah.
Arians. Right.
I almost said the bald guy
Who was garbage in Texas.
Right,
So,
right,
you know,
yeah.
is he a good coach? I don't fucking know, you know? I have no idea where he is right now.
Can I just
Is
say
he a coordinator somewhere? I don't even know, you know?
a quick word about Bill Belichick? This will take like 10 seconds. I texted this to my buddy Mike Wolf, who's a Radford buddy, and his parents are from Connecticut, so like I will give him, he's a real Patriots fan. That is fine. My words to him as I was waiting for a state inspection on Friday morning. An illustrious career unfortunately came to an end in Foxborough this morning. Some of the things I'm most thankful for over the years. Who could forget the first ring when, in typical Patriot fashion, the absolute bullshit tuck rule, followed by filming the Rams practice, chef's kiss, after lying spelled out loud, low for 6 years. How could we forget the 2007 Spygate scandal to remind us old Billy still got it? NFL got wise to him in 2014, but Slick Bill said, hold my beer and watch this. Not only will I falsify injury reports, I'm going to deflate not only Robert Kraft's balls, but actual footballs. NFL reeled him in after that. Billy Bitchted said, no problem. New year, new me in 2015. I'm going to fuck with the opposing team's headsets all year. Bill really did grow with the game. 2019.
Oh, shit.
Billy thinks it's been years since we've gotten in trouble for filming other teams. Let's bring
do
that
it
back
again,
versus the
yeah.
Bengals. But as good as a coach as he was on the field, he was even better to the press pool just trying to do their jobs. Hats off to a warm and endearing spirit, and I will never forget the almost undefeated season.
Oh my god.
His response, you're such a cunt.
That was goddamn amazing.
Did you write that?
Oh my god.
That's fucking
Oh my
poetry.
god.
I was sitting at Goodyear.
Oh my god.
I was sitting at Goodyear drinking coffee, eating my mom's banana bread.
Because I was about to say, like, a 24-year career. Like,
And the thing, I sent it to him, and then I sent it to JD, and I'm just like, I could have
my
done
God.
better.
oh my fucking
right.
god. Like, when you lump it all together, you're like, what a piece of fucking shit.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
I mean, he got out of Cleveland just in time.
No,
you
and
know?
just he had the perfect response. You're such a cunt.
Is anyone checking on
fuck.
Belichick's son? Like, is he gonna get fired also?
Oh, shit, I didn't
like,
think about
What if
that,
he runs
yeah.
out of coke? Like, is he gonna be okay?
I'm pretty sure he's got a giant fucking mountain.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I just all right. Well, all right. Oh my god, Eric.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, like I said. And also, just so you guys know, I did pass the state inspection. We're
Oh,
good till January
We were on-
25, baby.
Yeah, we were on the edge of our seats for that.
Yeah.
So
Brian.
based on all of those pieces of information, the Patriots have to pick up Mike McDaniels. They have to follow in that legacy.
Yeah, no, yeah, that kind
No,
of
they
legacy,
already
sure.
hired
you
Gerard
get
Mayo.
you got to get
Yeah.
a young cheating
Yeah.
coach like
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Mayo's going to be a year, and then Mike McDaniel's right
Mm-hmm.
back in there. You know.
And I know you've all been a part of this, but you're just sitting there like giggling to yourself at how much of an idiot you are. I was like, I've been waiting to send this because I've been friends with him since we were 19. I was like, I've been waiting 12 years for this text message.
Oh my god.
Oh, so fucking great. So we have Pete Carroll as well,
Yeah.
which I mean, a disappointing season, obviously. but the winningest coach they've ever had, very similar to Belichick.
Yeah.
Shorter tenure, but not by much, And, like, he's not in control of player acquisition.
Right. Right.
Like, he did a lot of shit last season with Geno Smith, and we're like, holy shit.
And
Holy shit,
And like last season, Geno Smith played out of his mind.
Yeah, yeah.
This season, Geno Smith played better than he's ever, except for last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's not forget that.
He went down, but only from this previous season.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when he said that it was made by non-football people, that
And it
That
wasn't
said
a
a-
rant,
no.
but it was a good, long, logical speech, which I like. And, like, it's kind of true.
But when he said that decision was made by non-football people, that spoke volumes to me. That spoke absolute volumes. Like, who are you gonna find better than Pete Carroll? And hey, listen, maybe Pete Carroll was like, I got a year or two left in me.
That's what I'm saying. He's 72.
Right. And they're like, you know what? We want to do some transitions. But when he said made by non-football people, and it was like, yeah, they literally said, if you don't accept this position as advisor,
Which, as far as I know, he did.
they're like, then we're getting rid of you. Like, that's kind of the lines that I read between.
But that's like,
I
hey,
like him as a coach a lot.
we like your intelligence and your football knowledge. We don't want to pay you for it, though.
Well, hopefully they are paying him for it. But it's like, and maybe a lot of it is like, if they let him make some of those office decisions, that's going to be really good for the
could
team.
be.
It could
Yeah,
be
it
really
could
good
be.
for the team. Because the coach is going to always fight for every single player. Where in the office, they've got to think about, what are we doing this year and 5 years from now? If he can make that transition, he'll be so dangerous in those offices if they listen to him.
Now that you say that, that does make a lot of fucking sense. Like, I'm thinking about my team, and, like, they put John Elway in charge of player acquisition.
Yeah.
And he was garbage at it. And after a couple of years, like, you know what? I'm not good at this. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm hurting the team. And I like that. I like that. But Pete Carroll, if they actually put him in charge of player acquisition, that is a massive role that his fucking brain could do a lot of good for that fucking team.
Or even just, you're an advisor and we're listening to you.
Yeah.
And guess what? Like, we know that now you're not just stumping for the players that are there today. That could potentially be a really dangerous move for all of their opponents.
Do you know who else?
And they need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than Pete Carroll, maybe we already talked about this, but do you guys know who else has won a Natty and a Super Bowl?
Okay, Barry Switzer doesn't count. He
How's that?
inherited the fucking Cowboys team that fucking Johnson put together. He does not fucking count. I will die on that fucking sword.
I don't care about the semantics of it, but like on paper.
Yeah. Yeah. On paper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know the other guy?
I did right before you fucking asked.
Scotty?
No.
God damn
I
it.
don't know.
I fucking know this. All right, just say it.
Same franchise. Cowboys.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He
Yeah,
won.
yeah.
He won
With
one
the
with the
Dolphins.
EU.
Yeah, yeah. Or Miami. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Yeah,
Forgot-
Barry Switzer does not fucking
I forgot he was
count.
Miami.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if you guys have thought this far into it, but some of the things I was like watching about Pete retiring is like you could argue that he's probably gonna like a top 15 coach of all time, just off of he won one at USC and one in Seattle, and like he was consistently very good in college and the NFL.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's a hard bridge to gap, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's such a different mentality of those players.
Oh, yeah.
you
And
know?
like I know they vacated some awards and bullshit from USC, but like get bent. They're gonna do that for the next forever in college
yeah,
football.
yeah.
I didn't know he was 72. Mm-hmm. Jesus.
It's all that gum chewing. Keeps you. Keeps
He does
you-
not look
keeps you
fucking
spry.
72.
It's-
Fuck.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
pure white hair.
I mean, silver
But you
fox.
right, but
know?
you have like I know people that are there
But
at
that's what I'm
40.
saying.
So
but
yeah,
he's on
you
the
know?
double bubble workout.
Yeah. Oh
just
yeah.
on the
oh,
sideline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Double bubble workout.
Yeah.
I mean, other teams don't give a shit about. The Falcons fired Smith. Sure. Sure, whatever.
I
You
think
know.
fire the owner. I'm not going to stand around for Arthur Smith and be like,
mean-
yeah, keep him. But
I mean,
you know,
dismantle the entire program, start over. Like,
yeah. But also that's an ownership that doesn't seem to have their shit together anyway.
yeah.
So you know,
They just don't
Yeah,
fucking care.
so-
The Titans, Vrabel, I don't like that one.
I don't like that one either.
I felt like he did the best he could with what he had.
I mean, he didn't. The AJ Brown trade, he was furious about. Like he didn't ask for that. I think he was handcuffed for the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
2 years
yeah.
of his tenure there, and some other team is going to be counting their blessings to have him on their coaching staff in whatever capacity that is.
yeah.
I'm not, and maybe he'll be fine. Like, hey, you want me to come be the D coordinator of like a contender? Fine.
Sure.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, he's gonna get scooped up, and rightfully so.
yeah.
Because one of the things that we've said for the past, 4 years is he has those kids ready to play.
Yep.
He's got them ready to play all the time.
Yep.
They have been one of the most disruptive teams out there. They might not have a winning season, but sure enough, they're gonna go beat 2 top-tier teams, and it was like, we weren't ready for this. Don't look past them.
Yep.
They're going to be out there.
Yep.
You know, they work
With
their
very
asses
few
off,
pieces.
and
yeah.
their quarterbacks have been in shambles. You know, like
He made fucking Ryan Tannehill look good. You know.
hey, look fine, look
yeah,
fine, look fine.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right,
Made him look like a starting quarterback.
yeah. Do we have
A
any
little
other
bit,
coaches,
yeah.
or do we jump into our picks?
I mean, Ron Rivera, the commies.
We knew that was coming.
Same
and
kind of thing,
The,
yeah,
the,
exactly,
the biggest
yeah.
question is
But also, I think Scott said this last week. That's one of those things. New management and ownership came in. They inherited Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera's a good, solid coach. You're not going to like
But he's kind of
screw
the
him.
placeholder
But
coach.
it was just we're going to
Yeah.
get through this year, and now we're going to try to do what is our
Yeah.
vision for
We
Washington.
can't yank ownership and coach at the same time.
I'd really
Yeah.
like to see them bring in Bieniemy. You know,
Well, that's
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
once again
give him that
Yeah.
bump after all the years in KC. Who knows? Or maybe they want clean slate, and I can appreciate that too. Because
then-
guess what, Rivera, someone's gonna take Rivera. I think he's a good coach. Bieniemy is a good investment, and I think he's worth picking up somewhere. Whether it's just as a coordinator or as a head coach.
I could see Bieniemy in Tennessee, actually.
Oh God,
I could see that. That'd
Yeah.
be a good fit, I think. Yeah.
sure.
And then the last coaching thing I want to say real quick before wherever we're going next, Scott, is the Panthers and the David Tepper thing. I know every man has his price. If I looked at you and said, Scott, for $20 million a year, you need to get yelled at by David Tepper for 2 hours every Tuesday morning, we all would say, that is fine.
Sure, sign me
That
up,
is fine.
yeah.
But I think it's going to be fascinating if like viable coaching candidates are deterred or dissuaded from going there because he is such an overreaching and overbearing, not good owner.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck wants to go coach in Carolina?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Who wants
obviously,
to fucking take
every
that
man
bullet,
has
you
his
know?
price. But if it's also like, if you're Mike Rabel, hey, we'll come pay you $15 million a year to be the D coordinator and pick a franchise, or you could want to kill yourself in Carolina for $20 million.
Yeah.
Who's the dick college coach that left Tech for UT?
Texas Tech for UT?
Yes. I can totally see the Panthers picking him up.
Well, because it was Mac Brown, and then it was the guy from Louisville, Charlie Strong. Now they have Sark.
I can't think of his name
remember
now.
who they
I
had
can't think of his
before
name
him.
now. Like, he did his best to steal every player from Tech when he went to UT.
But you know what? It's probably gonna be like Harbaugh. You know.
Wait, which
Harbaugh
one?
wouldn't go to Carolina.
Well,
no
like
way.
someone's gonna be like, oh, well, we'll pay you a shitload of money to go leave college, and you know.
But to the shittiest NFL franchise.
I don't think
but,
he should.
Like, that's what I'm saying. If
But
you're
you- but
Harbaugh
you-
and some
yeah.
school or some place you actually want to coach is like, we'll give you $15 million a year, and David Tepper's like, I'll give you $18 million a year. I'm going where I want to go for $15 million a year, over having to deal with the Panthers.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
It's going to be
yeah.
Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to get fucked again. He's going to build the Panthers to
I
like a
hope he doesn't
7-win
do
team.
it. That'd be so
And
terrible.
get fucked again.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me Lovie Smith for
Is
sure.
the fucking
so.
door open again?
Did it just blow open?
I thought
Oh,
it
geez,
was
sorry.
Frankie.
I know. Yeah, me too. So
We are in northern New York where it's, I don't know, 15, 20 degrees. I don't
yeah,
know.
with some quality wind. Yeah.
So if any D1 or 2 college coach wants to coach the Panthers, I'm sure they're accepting your calls right now.
I'm sure they are. So, all right. So we're on to our picks for next week. There's only a few that are solid for the games lined up, which took us a little bit to decode, but it's probably the right time to get into those.
Decode.
So as it started out, we're trying to figure out because the games are not done and we don't care. We're gonna jump into it anyways. So
Fuck
we're
yeah.
gonna make picks before we know who's playing next week. So we'll also pick on the possibilities. And then we realize that as we're looking at the bracket, and I'm going, follow the bracket, Brian. That's not the way it works. because the lowest seed team will play the highest seed team no matter what. So that means that on the AFC side,
The only lock we have
we
right
don't
now
know.
is the Texans at the Chiefs.
Right.
Actually, that's not a lock either.
No, it's Green Bay at San Francisco on the NFC side.
Yes,
That's the
yes,
only lock
yes.
we have because they are the lowest seed, so therefore they
Wait,
will be playing San
how is
Francisco.
the Texans Chiefs not a lock?
Because they might play the Ravens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so much up in the air right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
and like
all right.
the Bills game moving
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Monday
yeah.
changes a bunch of shit. Yeah.
So why don't we get into the clusterfuck that is the way too early picks for the second round?
Let's see what happens, yeah? So in the AFC, it's going to be either Houston going to the Ravens or the Steelers going to the Ravens. I don't see the Steelers beating the Bills. I don't. So I'm saying Texans at Ravens is the most likely outcome,
I agree with you.
but you never fucking know.
But hey, I mean, I wasn't prepared for the Packers to
no,
destroy
the fucking Cowboys. yeah.
Right. I wasn't ready for the Texans to destroy the Browns.
I love that they were the underdogs in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Higher seed, better record, but the underdogs. And they were like, fuck you. Yep. If Houston goes to the Ravens, I'm still going Ravens. I mean, unless they fall apart with a fucking bye week, I don't really see any team beating the Ravens. I don't see the Ravens not making the Super Bowl.
So I like what you're saying. I'm gonna go Houston because I'm mad at myself.
Love it.
I'm
Love
mad
it.
at myself because
Over the Ravens.
that's you heard me say that. Yes.
Okay.
I understand your pick, and because I'm mad at myself that I didn't support Houston because I've been bandwagon on them. I've loved what they're doing. I love their energy. They're getting one more win, and to do an upset like that is just beautiful. And I want that upset. That's the prettiest upset that can happen because once you get past that, now it's so much less, the Ravens
They
are.
got the Ravens? Holy shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
like if if the Ravens do beat Houston and then move on, now the upsets are not as big anymore.
Yeah,
This would be a big upset, and I love it. And knocking the Ravens out is one hell of an like. The Ravens have been playing pretty football this past few weeks, but I also feel like they're gonna bear down when they get into the playoffs, and they're gonna be like, no. We're gonna play hard defense. We'll get enough points out there.
Which they've been lacking most of the season. Yeah, like
So-
their offense has been carrying them.
Right, but I think they're ready to make that switch. But they're the juggernauts right now, and I'd love the upset. And I'm mad at myself for not picking Houston to win just the other day, or so.
So
Yeah.
I did pick Houston to win, and now I'm changing my pick. It's my hard pick. Mm-hmm. I want the Texans to beat the Ravens, so I'm picking the Texans.
All right.
So, if everything goes according to plan, Mark Andrews is coming back. They're not playing. Obviously, they didn't play this weekend. John Harbaugh has been there for 15 years. This is business as usual. Lamar's been his quarterback for 6 years. I just don't see how they lose this game.
You and your rationality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make some dumb picks
yeah,
later, but
yeah.
just like John, I don't know if he's the second longest tenured coach after Tomlin. Now that Belichick got fired in disgrace, but
That sounds about right, though. Yeah.
like he's been there for at least since 2007.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
won a Super Bowl. He consistently makes the
Yeah.
playoffs. He's a very good coach. He's had Lamar for 6 years. Mark Andrews coming back. Hopefully, Ravens.
And you know
but
what?
maybe Flacco losing in such defeat hurts him to the soul, and he can't do it again.
I don't know.
we were talking the other night, and I said, I know that Dalvin Cook's done nothing on the
last
Jets.
night. Last
Right. Dalvin Cook's done nothing on the Jets, and I don't think that it's a bad season.
I literally said all of that to you last night, and
Yeah.
then you came in with your Dalvin Cook.
Right. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I think he's been sandbagging with the Jets. Like,
Yeah.
why do I want to play hard for the Jets right now? Like, I came here because I thought they were going to be better. Why do I want to step up? I think him playing as running back 2 is scary because this season he did nothing, but the season before he was a monster in Minnesota. So what changed? Maybe there was an injury we don't know about, But the reality is, going into the postseason, a man who hasn't played a lot, healthy legs, an absolute vet,
Could be.
super talented
Could
running
be.
back.
Yeah.
He could be a scary man. Mark Andrews coming off injury, like, and splitting with Likely, like, two dangerous tight ends. They're scary as hell. Agreed. So yeah, heart pick for Texans. Don't get me wrong, because they can be electric out there. And they got sacked 0 times against the Browns.
Yeah.
So when you're giving C.J. Stroud some time to play, they can put up some big numbers on offense.
I think the Texans' O-line stacks up against the Ravens' defensive line pretty fucking well.
Agreed.
I really
Agreed.
do.
So,
yeah.
all right, and Matt went with the Ravens, which
Are you
again,
sure?
He did. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
So
deciphered
there's-
his fucking hieroglyphics.
So yeah, the ones he sent through, we're going with those. But because of all the other scenarios, we're gonna have to flip a koozie for him as we get to him. So
All right, so if the Bills lose, the Steelers will play in Baltimore.
The Bills aren't going to lose.
Anyone picking Steelers over the
no,
Ravens?
give me Ravens.
Put Matt down for that.
Houston was a
You
heart
pick
pick.
the Ravens. Yeah.
Houston was a heart pick.
Yeah.
I can't take Ravens
Yeah.
over.
Over the
that
no
being
fucking way the Steelers.
that being
beat
said,
the Ravens. Yeah.
what sucks is T.J. Watt still being out. Like it could come back the following week, but not likely.
No.
But a good Steelers Ravens matchup used to be such a
Used to be.
tasty
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it
Well,
this
they'd have
year.
marched through them to win that last Super Bowl.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
But yeah, if I don't think they will, but if the Steelers beat the Bills, they're going to get demolished by the Ravens.
Right, right.
Demolished. Yeah. Ravens.
Over the Bills?
No, Steelers.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to play the Steelers.
I like it. You're actually being positive about
Well,
your
yeah,
team. I
yeah.
like this. I
I think
like
that-
this.
We'll get to there, but yes.
All right, so if Kansas City plays at Buffalo,
Buffalo.
Matt picked Buffalo.
Wow.
I'm picking Buffalo because it's home team. And I think home field, granted, Kansas City played a great game in shitty-ass weather. So it's not like they're able to play in...
Like,
in,
that was home, but not normal home.
Right,
Yeah.
right. This, you know what? It's also heart picked, even without any other reasons. The Bills got to do it. They got to do something this year, man. Fucking hell.
Thank you.
That's
Fucking
what we
hell.
all said last year.
I know it is. I know it is.
I don't think I can say that 2 years in a row. I'm saying the Chiefs fucking take out the Bills.
All right. All right.
If it happens, yep. If the Texans play at Arrowhead, I'm still going fucking Texans.
Because
I'm on the fucking Texans bandwagon.
it has no implications.
Oh, because the implication.
I'm not taking you below 10 because there's no implications.
Yes, no, because of the implications. Same thing. I'm team Houston.
Yeah, put me down for the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you pick the Spice Girls, okay?
Yes.
Are you Team Texas over the Chiefs?
Yeah. Give me yeah. Because I want that so much more. I don't need
Right,
another Chiefs
right.
run, and they're not as great as they've been. Don't get me wrong. Andy Reid is an insane coach. Rashi Rice showing out, right?
Why do you think they demolished the Dolphins? Walruses are cold weather mammals.
Okay, well, fair. But man, the Texans are fun, and I want that. I want them to get one more win.
Not go to the Super Bowl, but one more win.
If they went to the Super Bowl, like, that's bonkers, and good on them. Just one more win, and then I'll come off that bandwagon, and I don't know, maybe not. Who knows?
All right, Eric. Texans or Chiefs?
Besides the Spice Girls?
I have Spice Girls right now, but
The Texans. It's too fun.
all right. In the NFC, the only lock we have right now, Packers playing in San Fran. Can they
Packers-
repeat this fucking
Can I go
demolition of the
Can I
Cowboys?
go last?
Packers
Sure.
were wiling out today. They were wiling out
But they
today.
were also playing the boys.
I don't.
You're always waiting to fucking disappoint.
I don't want to see the Packers do that again. To be honest, I don't have that in me to be like, "Yay, go Packers!" And I feel like the Niners, after 4 straight years of being injury prone, this is their year to do something right.
And they are mostly healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So 49ers, yeah.
I'm going Niners too. I mean, if the Niners lose to the Packers after getting the bye, oh my God, what the fuck?
Right.
I mean, it could happen, but I don't
I
see
mean,
it
if the
happening.
Ravens lose to Houston after the bye,
Fucking,
but I still pick
I don't
Houston.
know. I don't know. Packers Houston Super Bowl. What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay, Lions Houston. I'm okay with. You know.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Squeak.
Packers, because I want to look at Matt.
Love it. All right, if the Rams play in Philly.
So this is the Rams if they do beat Detroit tonight.
Yep.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Yeah.
I picked the Eagles to beat the Bucks, but like I have no faith in the Eagles.
Ouch! Really?
Yeah.
They-
They went 1-5 in the last 6 games.
Yeah, I don't either.
Wait,
yeah,
what
yeah,
would
yeah, I had no faith
they
in
lost to
Eagles
the
either,
goddamn
yeah.
Giants? Like, come on.
Oh, we need a koozie toss for Matt's pick.
Okay.
Because he didn't actually pick this one.
All right,
Oh, wow,
all
you
right.
get
So
something
who's
about that.
who home team would be Eagles?
Yep.
All right, home team will be the Packers logo side. Away team will be the blank side.
Okay.
Here's the flip.
Home
He's going-
team.
he's going Eagles. Going
Yep.
Eagles.
All right.
Kick that back over to me, would you?
If the Eagles play in Detroit.
Give me Detroit. Same thing. I'm Detroit bandwagon.
Yeah.
They-
fuck the Eagles.
They're out there playing. The Eagles are so fallible right now, and Detroit at home. Oh, they're gonna be jazzed. Hell yeah.
I'm going to Detroit as well. All right, we're D's across the board.
Once again, I do think Detroit's a better team, but I don't know. The Eagles are so broken at the moment.
Yeah.
If the Bucks have to play in Detroit.
So I'm picking the Lions, but I'll tell you what, the Bucks are so fucking scrappy.
They're fucking scary. They're fucking scary. They're gonna fuck up someone's day.
They're good.
I just don't think it's the Lions.
Same. Yeah.
Okay, the Bucks are gonna barely squeak past the Eagles and then win relatively convincingly versus the Lions.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
I like it.
And Matt is going home or away. He picks home
He's
team.
going home team.
All
Go
right.
Detroit. All right. And finally, if the Rams are playing in Florida.
Ooh.
I mean, I kind of like the possibility of like Stafford versus Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like two quarterbacks everyone thought was done. I kind of like that.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But I'm going with Stafford. I'm going with the Rams. If it
Yeah.
happens.
I think I'm going to agree with you on that one. Yeah.
The Bucks.
The Bucks. All right.
All right.
Riding fucking his coattails.
All
I
right.
see it.
You want to flip that?
And Maddie is going with
Chicago Bears.
Oh,
the Rams.
Rams, all right.
All right, Rams.
Cozy don't lie. All right, then.
So we have our possibility picks locked in. Again, right now, Detroit is up. I forget the score, but Detroit is up. About like
10.
4, 5, 10?
they're-
Okay.
21-17
All right.
Oh,
at
yeah,
half.
it's
Oh,
At
okay,
half,
4.
so
Okay, at the half. It's that
Yep.
now. Okay.
That's
But that's our totally random future picks.
there we go. Yeah, you got to do it early, even before we're
got
finished
to.
with whatever's going on. So yeah,
Not like
right.
fucking Vegas and those bullshit announcers.
No, pick way too early.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
come on.
yeah. You got to pick
Get some
early.
balls
got
on
to,
you.
know?
Come on, yeah. So with that, I do believe that's a show. We're still really not sure what Matt's doing.
Masturbating.
Is well, I wouldn't say that's a rumor.
Hair implants.
Possibly he'll be back.
Back hair removal.
It's he'll tap dance in here with his tiny baby feet.
Yeah.
After
And his
watching
giant
After we pick him off the
after
floor.
watching an Eagles concert, getting married,
Have
whatever.
a Glenn
So.
Fry tattoo on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there taking it easy.
Right. So, any other closing comments?
I mean, the playoff games so far, holy fucking entertaining. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am anti-Cowboys, so I love it when they lose in such fashion, especially to the Packers. and a very unproven Jordan Love. Fucking love it. Oh. But also, the Texans demolishing fucking Browns, very unexpected. I hoped for that, but very unexpected.
And again, can't tell me that isn't NFL script,
Yeah.
right? The giant trade that made one team destroyed another team. Not that the Browns were, I don't know, destroying the Browns, but
well, I mean, putting them way worse in. Like, they're on the hook
yeah.
for Deshaun for what, 48,
yeah.
49
The Browns
million,
were supposed to be a monster with Deshaun
Also-
Watson, and he was such a disappointment.
I'm not
so.
saying they would have won, but because it was so long ago, we forget. What if they had had Nick Chubb?
Like the whole season.
whole
he
season.
went down,
Yeah.
week 1, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not
Yeah.
saying they would have won tonight, but like, what if they
No.
would have had Nick Chubb?
But the seeding would have been different.
Yeah.
Because they would have taken that division,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
yeah, who knows?
Most likely,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Hey, it fucking happens, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen it happen before.
All right.
Yep.
So with that, it's a good time to sign out. Thanks for joining us. Again, we're on Apple and Spotify for your podcasts. We do like to record this live on YouTube, watching 8 o'clock games when possible. As we get into playoffs, things always get a little squirrely, but look for us. Playoffs. Look for us on all those different platforms. Do the likes and the follows and the subscribes. I would say a little engagement. Drop some comments about how trash we are. Do we bring back the censor button? Get rid of it so you can hear what I actually said.
Filthy, filthy Matt.
If you've got some speculation on what Matt might be doing, we want to hear about that also. That being said, have a good night, everyone. We'll be here next week.
Go
Cheers.
Bills.